Yeah.
So curious to see what kind of carry they get for Jackie.
That's the difficult one, right? PA always comes to mind because you can kind of jump away from Link, jump out of cogs, but I don't know, heroes like PA, you want to be picking last, or you want to build your draft around her with kind of steroids and build up. That fandom assassin pretty big, as it looks like we're having a little issue, so we're going to come back to our beautiful faces, Gary and Gods, the gorgeous guys here on your cams. Yeah, we can kind of do a bit of a radio broadcast of the picks already. Like you mentioned, Primal Beast first pick, the responding duo of Razor Clockwork for Boom, and then OG respectively. Snapfire for Boom, and the bands already out here are Earthshaker, Shadow Fiend, Batrider, Monkey King, Marcy, Morphling, Beastmaster, and Naga Siren. And Naga's a hero that's kind of been rising in popularity, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's looked good during the last chance qualifiers. I've seen some people like compendium predictions putting a decent amount of Naga into, your classic Naga, like most last hit averages and stuff. It does feel like we're going to be seeing Naga from time to time, particularly against some of these offlaners that don't deal well with illusions, or if you have a draft that doesn't address Naga and split push and shut her down, or have much magic damage. The Naga is just, to me, a problem hero for a lot of teams right now.
Yeah, because it was Extreme Gaming were picking her a lot in response to like a Terrorblade, but I think primarily the fact that if you've got a semi-push draft or the ability to play tempo in the first 15 minutes around, say, a DP or a Razor, having that Naga is an incredible threat just to cutting waves and closing that map in around your opponents. But nevertheless, she's gone, and we can see the draft on our screens now as we're into that fourth ban from OG. As Boom have banned the Silencer, another support or another hero that has been rising in popularity and success, contending a lot with these Enigmas and the like, because Enigma has been left in the pool, funnily enough. Another one of these big heroes.
I mean, it was like the contested hero of the last chance quals, so it's going to be interesting to see how much these teams going to take away from LCQs. Now we get the Enigma ban coming into the second phase, but OG just have their they have their eyes set on different heroes. They're not going. I mean, this is classic OG. They're going to draft for themselves. They're going to play their own and create their own meta. They're not looking to just follow what other teams are doing, and we're seeing it a bit here. Razor picked up Oracle coming out of nowhere. Oracle's obviously a great pairing to go with the Razor, a hero that wants to just kind of run in, put his body on the line. So having that safe behind a Razor always feels nice.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what. Usually you see Oracle against Batrider or something that you can dispel. Is this a hero they've kind of picked up to like dispel uproar or something? Like, I'm looking at the tooltip and I can't see if you can actually get rid of any of that bonus from the Primal Beast.
Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, it's somebody, you get this Primal Beast who kind of pops off and does feel like the Oracle, does give you some defensive plays against him, particularly a BKB Primal Beast, but I just haven't seen enough Oracle to really say like what this hero, how good of a laner it is anymore. I think this is going to be a bit of a, learning experience for me to just see how Oracle plays in the Primal Beast. This is my first game I've ever seen this lane personally.
Yeah, right. Yeah, our expectations always being broken down by pro players. Usually you'd see Oracle and you think, right, he's going to be sitting behind his carry ready to save him, and that might be the case still against like a Pulverize. You just false promise the target.
So this is interesting. The Death Prophet. This maybe means Primal Beast isn't going into that offlane. We've had the occasional mid Primal Beast game, but Death Prophet, Primal Beast, so both heroes flex between mid and offlane. And I would say with Boom, like they love their offlane Death Prophet. This was, I mean, SEA as a region were the ones who I would say really spammed it the most and kind of pioneered the offlane Death Prophet meta. So possibly that's an FBZ hero. It's something he's played a ton of. So curious to see where they go. Since Yopaj is usually playing these more playmaking, these flashier, the kill heroes. So if anything, the Primal Beast suits him more than the Death Prophet.
Yeah, to go in, get stuff done, create a bit of chaos, play in, play out.
Yep.
That definitely works out for him. OG. Just quickly back to the Oracle topic. I always think Huskar. I see this here, and it's like in the back of my head, Amar Huskar is always a possibility. Maybe not now, but it could come out a little bit later on, depending on how they want to shift these heroes around. like you were saying, this Razor could be 3, could be 1. Hell, it could even go back into the mid lane if you really want that. They've got the 2 supports that are, Clockwork Oracle's not too bad as like a support duo in terms of saving or killing. They've got teamfight disruption, but they've got a lot of damage between them.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I mean, I think both teams just have good, solid support duos. A lot of these, well, not a lot, but some of the time in these drafts, you'll just see a support duo and you're like, oh, these two heroes don't really synergize as well. But I think Tusk Snap, same with the Oracle Clock, just heroes that mesh well together. And here's OG. They tip their hands. They're going to go down the hard carry, late game Dota approach. They pick up a TB to go with the Razor. It's a lot of greed. It's a lot of farming, but they feel like they can get away with it. And Boom have already got Death Prophet, so they have ways to push the tempo. If anything, I think, like, if I'm Boom and I see this, I'm like, okay, this kind of plays a little bit into our hands, but it does put a lot more pressure on you, because before they're probably thinking, maybe we can scale a bit as well. But now that this TB comes out, I think if you're Boom, you're like, okay, all-out aggression, let's play fast, let's take Roches, let's take early towers, because going late game against TB Razor doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of that Vici Gaming draft. It was us casting, right, against Team Liquid, where they had Undying, Primal Beast, Tusk, DP, Jug, and they had 5 unkillable heroes. And if you just don't have the damage to nuke one of these down or heal through that consistent damage, you can get run over. Like Vici Gaming, they destroyed Liquid. It was a 40-minute game, but it was over in 20.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the kind of carry I think would suit Boom's draft really well. Like, get the Jug type heroes, get something that's going to play fast. You don't, at this point, it's like, what carry do you want that counters a TB? It's like maybe like a PL or something, which is kind of off meta and not particularly strong. I think, PL is good against Razor and TB. Maybe it just gets banned as well, but to me, it's like not the best way to approach this game. I think you're better off picking something more aggressive.
Yeah, and maybe look to ban out this Invoker for OG, kind of feeling that for the mid lane for BZM, something with a bit of tempo. Because you need someone to play the map with your Clock, Oracle, Razor while TB's farming, right? You need someone active for BZM here.
Yeah. I think his hero could depend a bit on what the last pick is too. So he's maybe going to be like, okay, what's their carry? What's it not play well into? So, he could be going for some of the Spirit heroes. He could be, like you say, going for an Invoker type hero. Something that runs around with the Clockwork and Oracle and really plays around the Razor. I think that's the key thing. You have this Amar offlane that gets so strong so early because he's such a lane dominator. You want a mid hero that rotates to the offlane.
And you kind of want someone that also scales as well, right? You don't want that dead weight when it gets to late game.
Yeah.
You want someone who can actually play into there, like the Spirits or Invoker, yeah.
And I think the Lesh ban is really smart because it's this mid hero that rotates to these side lanes and pushes towers. Like, you look at, if TP's going to be farming and playing catch up in the jungle, OG's draft doesn't really take objectives, so having a mid laner that can rotate to the Razor's lane and not just get kills but push towers makes a lot of sense. So the Leshrac would have been a really nice last pick.
Oh, the CK ban. That's a clever one. Jackie CK.
Yeah.
That would have been an absolute monster. OG looking back at that Vici Gaming draft and thinking, no tanky heroes, please.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like there's 2 roads they go down. They get the tempo carry, the Juggernaut type hero, or they get the late game and try and beat TB Razor late game with a PL. Problem is you pick a PL and it's good against TB Razor, and then they pick Zeus or something. Maybe they are planning to do that because they banned Leshrac, which is a PL counter here. But it's just there we go. They go PL. I mean, this just feels like PL into Zeus or something like that. But
or a Necro or something. Or the
that
Ember.
works, yeah. I mean, OG baited this PL. They literally left it in the pool. They're going to pick PL because it's good against TB Razor, and we're going to have our mid lane is going to have a free game. And the issue with this is I feel like Boomer, they had this tempo draft with Death Prophet Primal Beast cores, and then they picked a slow pace carry. It can still work, but it just feels a bit asynergistic.
Yeah, and I don't know how I do know how I felt about Phantom Lancer. I've not felt good about PL the past year or so. He's on my shit list, gods. I'm not gonna lie. He's one of those heroes I see in a draft and I think, it looks okay, but with all the changes like Diffusal Blade, the fact that he needs 3 items, he needs 30 minutes of solid farming, that I just don't know how he fits in here. In terms of meta.
If this was MLP, you'd be calling the hero trash. Yeah, this hero is trash. You can't win with PL. It's It's a tough one. I also think PL just has I mean, yeah, it's good against Razor, but not in the lane necessarily. Like, I feel like picking PL into Amar's probably thrilled about this pick in some ways. Like, he's guaranteed a good early game and laning stage now. So I'm liking OG here in game one. I do think there is, some risk that, like, especially if PL gets like a fast, like, Yasha diffusal or whatever his build is, like, get the early fighting items and plays with the team. Like, I don't think this PL can, like, try and play for late game. Like, get early items, fight as much as possible, and use these exorcisms as actively as possible. Like, I think FBZ is kind of the key player hero to really, carry Boom this game.
Yeah, and then you have that Yopaj Primal Beast as well, right? You're talking about him being able to get active, play as well into these side lanes, get involved, and getting level 6 on your supports. I mean, Snapfire in particular feels incredibly important here because you need that magic damage, that team fight capability to actually lift the spirits of your squad and get things done in the early game as we head ourselves into game one of this best of 2 group stage here for TI. Of course, plenty of matches ahead of us, so we'll start out calm and easy with a long 70-minute game here with Terrorblade on OG's side
and PL on Boom's side. And first thing I noticed, Jackie is a level 29 PL, so he's played a lot of PL. Couldn't quite get the level 30 before TI. That's a bit of a mistake. Hopefully he gets it before the main stage. But yeah, we'll be hopping in and seeing how things unravel. I do feel like the one thing maybe Boom have going for them can also be this Primal Beast. Like, Primal Beast playing mid lane into another melee hero in the Ember Spirit. I mean, again, another lane I haven't really seen before, but I do feel like Primal Beast should do pretty well here.
Yeah, I mean, his trample's magical, right? So there's maybe the potential. Oh, Tiger just walks up high ground, shot it up. Fortune's End placed on him, and he's pretty speedy with the Windlace. I don't know if he's going to spend his Tangos and Fairy Fire to try and survive. That other Lance is there, sure, but Tiger still seems perfectly fine just to walk off all the damage.
Yeah, that would have been a really nice start for Boom to get a first blood there, but like you say, casual Windlace and he's out of there, so OG with the ward on the other side of the river. We'll see if they stick around and contest this one, but not necessarily a situation where I think we're going to see any kind of, well, maybe we're going to see a big 4v4 here. There's a lot of heroes still lingering around.
Yeah, they're all sticking around here. They've both got vision, right? Dire has that high ground obs, and Radiant see across the river from the mid lane itself.
It's gonna be fine.
Tiger trying to set the chat wheel meta already.
Yeah. What's it gonna be? Every year there's like, especially OG, they'll pick their own like unique one that they like to spam, one that's a bit off meta. They're going for the lyrical ones, the PMA.
Yeah, because last year it was the Avo one, right? They pulled that out and everyone started copying them.
The Ratata one.
Yeah, the Ratatatata. Yeah, they're absolutely a team. I mean, I think it was No-Tail saying like one of the most important prep for the matches of TI is going through the talent compendium. Because not just the English talent, but the Russian, Chinese, whatever as well, to make sure you've got the best voice lines, unlock them all. Yeah.
I mean, they were changing their like sprays and banners based on which team they were playing and stuff. They were masters of the BM. And now that those guys are coaching, they're probably giving some ideas like, okay, I think this could be good. No-Tail and Seb don't have to worry about practicing and playing Dota. They can focus on the more important stuff like sprays.
Oh yeah, the BM mind games. That's the meta they've got to set. There's also a bunch of Brazilian and Spanish voice lines out there that are incredible as well. The 3-2-1 adios.
Yeah.
The rampage. Beautiful stuff. Right, there we are. Get ourselves into the laning stage. Get ourselves into the mindset of TI as BZM and Yopaj facing off in that mid lane as Ember against the Primal Beast, and already 3 denies for Yopaj.
Looking at this, Primal Beast, he goes level 1 upper actually. It's a lot of bonus damage you can get out of this for the last hitting, and Primal Beast just has more base damage, so good job, thinking out of the box. I feel like usually the offlane Primal Beast, you're looking at Onslaught and Trample as your key spells here, but just the value point in Uproar, giving Yopaj an edge.
Yes, it's pretty handy when you're like contesting runes and stuff as well. Try and chase down BZM. So far, so good there for Yopaj. BZM trying to catch up a little bit where he can. As we see in these side lanes as well, Tiger getting in there, having a battle with Scam Snapfire. Probably the scariest lane here for Boom. Phantom Lancer will be able to doppelganger out of cogs and get away from danger, but you're still going to have this Razor and Clock on top of Snap at any given moment. So It's one of those fears you have when you have a carry who's good at escaping from the danger, but then a support who maybe could suffer. You know, you're gonna have Cookie, but spooky times.
Yeah, I think that's, I guess, the good why they picked this PL as well as the Snapfire is like you've got multiple heroes that make Clockwork's game really hard to kind of, you know, do anything. Tiger, anyone he goes on can get cookied out of a cogs. PL has always been a Clockwork counter, so it's not just these two cores that PL really counts. It's heroes like Clockwork, Oracle as well. So other than Ember, it's for heroes who hate playing against PL. The problem is this is, you know, 2022 PL. This isn't 2017 PL.
Yeah, because I think one of the things I felt weirdest about the Phantom Lancer is when Diffusal Blade got nerfed, it felt like heroes like Nagasaran as a key example, I think, just stopped buying it. Straight up stopped buying Diff Blade, went like Mantiscardi. And I don't know, I kind of feel like Phantom Lancer might start doing the same thing as well, because it feels bad to buy Diffusal Blade and then sell it later on for a bigger item.
Yeah.
But is it just like so key to the hero as well at the same time?
It kind of feels like it in some ways, but I think it's maybe going to become more game dependent. Against TB, I think you still get it because it stops the Sunder. So I think based on matchup, maybe PLs are going to start reconsidering, or at least perhaps should be because of the Diffusal nerf. But, you know, against the heroes I'm seeing here, I think Diffusal still makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Sunder's a great point.
It's kind of where PL
the
became the TB counter, because Sunder used to be 0 mana cost, and the second it got given a mana cost, suddenly PL was way better against TB. It was already decent because TB doesn't deal with the illusions that well, but stopping Sunder just made the matchup so good for PL.
Yeah, incredible. No kills yet. They're attempting top. Tim's and FBZ on the Terrorblade and some good shards on Yuragi. Pops his stick, but that's not going to be enough. The final touch from Tim's claims first blood for Boom.
Yeah, if there's a player who's going to have a big TI for Boom in order for them to do well, I look at Tim's. This guy's always been one of the best 4 positions in SEA, a region stacked with 4 position players, like DJ's also playing a TI and stuff, but he's the guy that makes Yopaj look good generally. Like he's kind of this 4 position that every mid laner loves to play with because of how active he gets and how good he is at kind of securing runes, securing the mid lane.
Yeah, and he's done decently at TI previously, right? He was on that Rave team that did pretty well in like 2016. He's done well on TNC as well. Now on Boom, looking to try and continue that trend.
We'll see. He's the TI veteran when it comes to this Boom team. 4 newcomers and Tim's. So we'll see if he can help bring back some of that, that stability. He's been there before, at least.
And Tiger yet again slipping away from danger with a sliver of HP remaining. Quite a fair amount of damage from Skem with this maxed out Scatter Blast build going for all the nukes.
Touched upon it already, but tough game for Tiger. You're playing Clockwork into these heroes where you just don't really feel like you can easily set up or find kills, but the key goal here for bottom lane is just outfarm them. If you can't get kills with Clock Razor, just win the CS battle. And this is kind of what I touched upon. Like, yeah, PL is a good hero matchup against Razor, but this lane is Razor favored. And
just running around causing issues, tying in with the Ember Spirit's timings as well. We'd like to see him go for that phase Maelstrom. Scam, gonna cook you away, Out of there once more. Oh, mid lane. The trample into pulverize. Yopaj has hit 6 before the Ember does. The Fairy Fire and the chains, though. Oh, BZM just about gets out of the grasps of Yopaj.
Yeah, I wonder if BZM's played this matchup before and knew he'd be fine there. Dota players, so much of Dota is a game of feel, particularly for mid laners there. So knowing like the exact amount of damage he's going to take there from the pulverized trample to survive and get that off. And there's a chase now into the jungle. They've caught Misha. That's going to be first blood. Yopaj, he onslaughted in, dove across like the cliff, and Tim's was there to set up the kill. So first blood goes their way.
Well, second blood even.
Yeah, sorry, second blood. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 kills in the first 6 minutes. It's been a reasonably slow one, but both of them going the way of Boom. And you're right, the fact that Ember Spirit went for this magic wand, not something that we always see or even often see. Bottle plus wand. And he knew that he needed that little bit more to get away from the Primal Beast, who is consistently spamming his all 3 of his spells to clear out waves and do the damage.
Radiant's middle tower is under
It does feel like, despite these kills, very even lane stage between the two teams. All OG cores are getting farm, are doing well in their lanes. If anything, there's a slight edge for OG when it comes to the CS and the laning stage, but that's been made up for by these 2 kills that Boom got, particularly First Blood money being a nice little kind of bonus. But yeah, around mid lane, OG's got 3 heroes kind of in this Radiant jungle, getting a bit of farm, and also just being in the Radiant jungle means you can threaten to rotate on both mid and bottom. Playing around the Razor is the big thing I kind of mentioned earlier on. Amar is going to be one of the strongest heroes here in the early game, so having the threat of Ember and Razor linking up is very scary, particularly for Jackie, who, he can always doppelganger out of stuff, but he wants to be farming. He doesn't want to just be surviving down here.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see BZM just jump into that camp. It hits 7 minutes. And it's, okay, neutral items time. Let's see what we can get.
But Exorcism committed, so tier 1 top tower going to go down, so good use of the first Exo. This is just something OG give up. The big question is, will second Exorcism be able to take the tier 1 mid tower from me? Because that's going to be the one where if you give up that tier 1 mid early on, you're giving up a lot of ground and you let Boom kind of have full access into your jungle and to kind of control such a large area of the map.
Yeah, that shuts down TB's farm by extension. And he's done well, Uragi. 51 last hits. Treads Bracer.
Dire's top tower is
Boom
under
Still
kind
that
of
DP top of the net worth.
Yeah, they're kind of sacking Jackie for now. Like, his PL's being tasked with defending bottom against, like, 2 to 3 heroes, and playing into this Razor. So they're not actually trying to get Jackie mega farm, which I actually think is good, because Death Prophet and Primal Beast are going to be the heroes that they want to, set the tempo and own in the mid game. So as long as PL's getting some farm, you don't mind that he's not top net worth. And, he's 6 on net worth. He's having the worst time when it comes to the cores.
I'm not sure who was trapped in there with whom, Tiger. The Beast gets caged, looking to kill off the Clockwork. He's got heals on him from that Purifying Flames, but he's blasted down as Yopaj and Jackie kill off both of OG's supports. BZM does get the trade back as Amar looking to fight, but under the tag team and trapped in the shards. Well, he's actually going to get a lot of damage on the Scam. Turns and battles into him. Tim's with a snowball back.
Nice
and there's
snowball.
Yopaj with the trample. Beautifully done to set up for another kill.
He was trapped on the low ground and just got brought up by Tims with a snowball. Opaj touched upon how good of a game he can have, and 2-0-1 already. His mid-primal beast is making a name already. Jackie gives up on this bomb. I like this. You've taken this top tier 1 tower. There's no reason for Death Prophet to play in the top part of the map. Give this lane to PL, and PL can farm top, plus farm the jungle, and basically ignore this game of Dota right now. He's going to play PvE while the rest of the team prioritizes basically team fighting and this mid tier 1 tower.
Yeah. I mean, Amar. Look at that damage from Yopaj. Destroyed from the tree line as the beast just comes charging on through.
He's everywhere. He's
looking
wreaking havoc.
Looking for more as well.
Yeah.
Misha getting chased back into his Ancients area. BZM's here farming, but
He's got spells in 3 seconds.
Yopaj going to straight go in for the pulverize. Misha gets off his Fate's Edict, and Yopaj going to dive across with the onslaught back towards BZM instead. Remnant to safety, and Tims will survive.
The raindrop.
Barely.
Raindrop saving his life there from the Fire Remnant, but next section, it's not the tier 1 mid, surprisingly. They actually go bottom. I think deciding this is an easier tower to claim. But Tower OG, we'll see if they defend this one. It does look like they are making some moves down there with Amar, and Ember is already down there as well, so they're ready to take a fight.
Yeah, they're coming in. BZM, he wants to battle. He's got his javelin.
We only have 2 heroes.
If they get a slight
This is a
change,
2v4.
2 of them get clipped by it. FBZ looks like he's
No
all
hook
right
shot.
after popping his wand. And yeah, level 4 clock means no initiation from OG.
I mean, that's kind of good for Boom. You don't take the tower, but 2 heroes, like 4 OG members rotate down there to defend a 2-man push. Yeah, it's 2 cores, but the fact they do it this early, and this kind of goes back to Tiger having a rough game. He's only level 4. If that's a level 6 Clockwork, it's at least 1 kill, maybe 2 kills. So, good job applying pressure and knowing that they can't really be punished there.
look at Yopaj as well. Oh, the silence! The value point in the silence! It allows them to get the kill, something that BZM wasn't really respecting.
Yeah, they're doing this with like this FBZ Yopaj duo. Like, Tims will join the fun now, and they're not done getting kills. Misha's next in the firing line.
Oh yeah, boom! They all washed their face this morning. No yawning, no messing around. They are ready to fight.
Yep. No jet lag either.
It.
They're playing in their own time zone.
That's true. They've got the C buff.
Yep.
I mean, we're so close to level 6 on clock. He needs 1 creep and then he'll have hook shot. One silver lining here for OG is that TB is still farming away, but a tremendous first 10 minutes from Boom has put them in a great position.
And this is all this aggression. This is what games of Dota with like a 4 protect 1 you love them to look like. The 4 heroes going around making stuff happen. I mean, Skem's not really been involved. He's just been stacking and defending mid. But the 3 heroes do all this while PL just free farms elsewhere on the map. He's not farming as fast as TB. You know, TB's just had a better lane and has more jungle farm to play around, but like they're kind of controlling the map while their carry get some of these early game items. He has gone for the fast defusal, so Jackie can now look to join up with his team if he wants to.
We'll see if he decides to, because right now BZM shoving him out of the lane. I'll just come back to the Ancients, farm back through them.
Oh, kisses. They're gonna
Catch
get
onto
Amar
Amar.
here. That's
Yeah, they absolutely are.
easy kill. This Razor's 0-3 Amar. I mean, talk about how he's still been spamming this hero and has a lot of faith in it. We're kind of seeing some of the weaknesses here. He did have a good lane, but it's kind of that offlane Razor, offlane Viper kind of effect. You win your lane, but then you just get ganked and you have no escape mechanism. You just kind of feed pre-BKB is what we're kind of seeing.
Yeah, he desperately needs it. And we need these item timings for OG. It's only 13 minutes in. But we're gonna get. What did he do?
That just took the tower from his core.
Oh.
he was like literally timing the last hit. FBZ is like just auto attacking this tower, and Tim's just like, mine, I'll take that.
Oh yeah, that's blink money.
Yep.
FPC, you've got your 4 staff. You don't need any more items, and I kind of like that force against the clockwork. So now they've got so many ways to get out of the cogs.
Yeah, I mean, good luck. Yeah, I mean Razor too. Like 4 stuff's amazing. TB, you want to kite? It's so much pressure on BZM to kind of guarantee and secure some of these kills.
And Boom. They're thinking about walking straight towards that mid-tier 1, but they've gone for a bit of a wraparound and getting a deep obs ward first. I think OG knows this is going on, though. Yeah, BZM playing that right-hand side of the tower, understands there's plenty of heroes missing, so the rest of his squad are going to play bottom instead.
They're just so much weaker. And oh boy, Ember needs to be careful not to get caught here. He gets onslaughted, but no pulverized follow-up, so we let go, but doesn't look like OG can defend this one.
Oh, nice deny. And the rest of OG, they smoked in from bottom, straight onto Tim's. Snowball to the creep's going to buy him a little bit of time here as he does get pushed around by the cogs. Goes for the punch and the cookie back, not enough to save him, but in comes the beast. Great trample back onto the 2, and both Oracle with the Razor die, while Tiger can I keep on chasing him? He's got an uproar there, Yopaj. The hook shot to safety gets him across to BZM.
He's out, but Boom continued to get kill after kill. 11-2. Only the 1k gold lead to go with it. So OG, I mean, the story there is that they're still getting farmed. So they're not completely out of it. They've still got the late game. They've still got the TB. And they are just waiting for some of these BKBs to come up, particularly the Razors, before they can really fight. But the fact Boom are getting all of this, and now they've taken all these tier 1 towers, which will potentially open up Roshan, means they're in a great position to just keep playing this aggressive style of Dota that's really working well for them.
Yeah, and this is where the 2 supports really comes into play. The Tusk and Snap, right now they're paired up or teamed up with the Funnel Beast. Straight in we go. Skem's not even going to spend his kisses. They know they can blow up Misha without it, so they can stick around and wait for another target to show.
Yeah, they came close to catching Amar there. He's the one they really wanted, but Misha just in the right place to kind of pop the smoke and perhaps save Amar's life there. He's BKB 1,000 gold away. Until then, he's just trying to farm somewhere. Anywhere he can get a scrap of gold that's away from these Boom heroes that just keep on hunting him down.
And Primal Beast has his BKB. It's coming on Courier. 16 minutes in. I mean, we've seen Yopaj play aggressively and just dive in towards his enemies as he gets hook-shotted now.
His BKB's arrived.
Cookie, it's there to save him. Yopaj, he's just going to drop. Didn't use BKB or the wand. Had 12 charges, and BZM using this opportunity to dive tier 1. They've got Meta up from Yoragi and a lot of nuke damage out of Misha. Will unlock the tier 1 tower for them.
Great fight for OG.
There.
Yeah. I mean, I think the BKB just arrived too late, where even if he popped it, the TB was going to just right-click him down, so... But at the same time, yeah, 12 one-charges BKB. Looked like he had a window to maybe pop those, and given the benefit of the doubt, maybe just didn't feel like he maybe just maybe either couldn't or just didn't feel like it was going to save his life there, because OG, that's a huge turnaround for them, considering that everything up until now has just been going Boom's way. To get a tier 1 tower and get a great team fight around the TB meta is just perfect for them.
And it was well done by Tiger as well to hold on to the cogs. You know, you saw Scam having to cookie early to get the beast away from the hook shot. Tiger still had those cogs to play around with just in case, but looks like Boom are going to respawn, get straight back out onto the map, and keep that pressure on OG. So much emphasis put on warding around this top jungle. They see BZM perfectly. He doesn't have a Remnant out as a safety mechanism, so wow, the chains right on time. If Yopaj catches him there, he probably dies.
This Boom Vision is just designed to find all these kills. They've got such aggressive wards in this dire jungle. 2 very deep wards, 1 on the cliff around the Roshan pit. They're doing a great job with the Vision game. That's going to guarantee them probably an uncontested Roshan. It is getting scouted out. The Scam plus Rocket Flare, but Exus isn't being used. So we'll see if OG take this fight here. They're smoked up. They want to make a play on this. They've got Hookshot to go for the snipe.
Yeah,
Scam in position to pop the smoke. And they do this.
Roshan dying so quickly. And Jackie, his first real mark on the game, is going to be taking Aegis. Grabs it before OG can really mount a defense of the area, even with their high ground ward here. OG struggling to find a position to fight, while Yopaj dives straight on into the back lines. Damage being drained.
Oh, the hookshot misses!
Oh, Yopaj allowed to TP home, but BZM gonna go back in and then back out again. OG poking and prodding for another form of initiation, but things will reset again.
Yeah, a little bit overly aggressive there from Yopaj. He just dived in by himself thinking, oh, I've got, BKB equals invincibility, but you're playing against Razor TB. These are heroes that will chunk you down through that BKB. And he got, immediately static linked. His initiation was on the Oracle, who doesn't instantly die. So the rest of Boom did not want to fight. That's the Death Prophet lineups, when they take Roshan, sometimes they're a little bit in danger, even once they get the Aegis, of losing a fight because Exorcism's on cooldown. So I think good decision for Boom just to disengage.
Yeah, smart stuff. Keep Jackie farming. 1,000 gold till Manta. And it's down in that bottom jungle. Clockwork was out on a bit of a scouting mission here, getting a deep observer ward down, but does lose his life in the process. Well, it looks like Boom want to make a play on top.
Yeah. Not sure there's much you can do to BZM's Ember here. He's a bit low mana. This it is kind of PL time. He's almost got the Manta. This is, just classic old school PL. Jackie, he's not exactly... He's kind of newer gen player, but he's been around a little while and going for that classic Diffusal Manta.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it when you've got an Aegis in your hands.
Nope.
Actually seeing Ember Spirit pick up the full Yule Scepter now, so a way to get around the control and teamfight damage and even the silence coming out of DP.
Yeah. Seems like a good pickup. Yules is always one of these items that just has so much utility it brings to the table.
And I guess looking at their draft, they don't have that many ways of TP canceling or stunning. Yeah, they've got a hookshot to initiate, Fortune's End, chains, nice little bits of roots, but
yeah.
You kind of need that one bonus thing to stop a TP out in front of your face.
I think a lot of it's going to be let's, try and mitigate as much of the TB's damage as possible. Burn all his mana so he can't keep making illusions and can't get Sunder off. The Primal Beast is going for Shiva's Guard, so it's less they're less trying to kill the TB and more just trying to, mitigate what he can do.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, BZM doing a good job pushing out one extra wave top, but back in the bottom jungle, Deja Vu strikes for Tiger.
Yeah,
exact same spot again.
Hey, maybe he'll live this time.
Maybe, with a hook shot to creeps and a TP home. The creeps are killing him, though.
Okay.
Oh!
All right.
Scrapes away.
Well done, Tiger.
Oh, and Thames has walked into Uragi. And that fight finishes very quickly. Don't want to get into a brawl there with the Tuskman himself. This feels pretty good for OG, though, dragging this out and wasting out the timer of the Aegis. And Boom would love to go and take these tier 2s and kind of collapse in towards OG's side of the map and get across the river. And this is a lot of room for Terrorblade and the Ember Spirit. I guess the Razor as well. It's a tri-core lineup against what feels like a single core. We've seen DP and Primal Beast kind of struggle to break through that mid game.
Particularly with the way they're itemizing, DP's gone like full. Let's, not build for late game. Let's get all these utility items. Lotus, Force Staff, Primal Beast going BKB into Shiva's God. These are not cores that are gonna take this game particularly well into the late game, and they're behind on gold. They've got this Aegis. PL's got Diffuse on Manta, but they need to make all these plays now. Like, they can't afford to just sit around and not apply pressure here, because this game's just going to look worse and worse for them the longer it goes. Like, right now, I'm liking OG's position.
Yeah, kill score aside, everything looks peachy for them. And tier 2 top's going to drop to Jackie. So outpost time for Boom. Incredibly important around that top area of the map for the Radiant, especially with that Roshan timer just under 4 minutes to start thinking about him. They're going to TP down to bottom. OG are ready and waiting, though. They've got the high ground, they've got the vision advantage, and they've got the jump straight in towards Skem Snapfire. Amar and Tiger quickly pair up to kill her off. Yopaj is going to onslaught back towards his base. Don't want to entertain an extended team fight here.
And all of this is happening while Boom have Aegis. It just doesn't feel like they're, playing around in Aegis because of how effective OG is at playing the map. Tiger's death to get that ward down and then the subsequent escape was so crucial for them to get all of this info and vision down bottom, and is allowing these plays here. It helped set up this Snapfire kill. They get a tier 2 tower. Now they're going to get outpost control down bottom. All of this is set up by that vision, and it's just pulling Boom apart. They're not getting to play like the 5-man Dota that they want to play with an Aegis.
Yeah, it's like OG are playing tennis with them, right? They're pushing this ball from one edge of the court to the other. Yeah. Really wearing out Boom, getting their legs tired.
Yeah, making them run, It's one of those annoying players that they're not smashing winners, but they're pulling you from side to side, hitting a drop shot, then lobbing you. And Boom are not getting to play the way they'd like to play right now.
And they're not. We've got Gem on the Razor. He's going into Yasha, Sanjin Yasha there, so it looks like he's really intending to scale as hard as he can on Amar's Razor.
Boom do not deal well with this frontline Razor with BKB. They haven't got any real damage or way to threaten him through the BKB outside of I guess Exorcism, but it does feel like this Razor can just kind of run in very freely and unafraid.
Oh, there's a DD rune though.
Okay.
Yopaj, he's eyeing it up. They are smoked up still for another 5 seconds. They were trying to edge forward to see if it would break. It'll wear off though now, as OG, they've managed to get away from that smoke attempt. Scouting with TB illusions, very, very important here from Yuragi to see where Boom are.
Yep. And that, again, those wards down bottom, it kind of reveals the fact that Boom aren't in that area. So even when they're smoked up and you don't see them, you have a pretty good idea of where they are on the map. And Boom just unable to find these kills. They decide, okay, let's just back off, farm top lane. They send FBZ top. Now they have to get out of this area of the map. OG is going to look to hunt them down. They see this Death Prophet who just TP'd bottom. Boom cannot really defend this bottom area of the map here. They're going to have to give it up to OG.
Yeah, they've got no vision anymore. This gem has removed every observer of Boom's. Amar just playing forward and trying to scan up onto these high ground spots. They've got one obs ward still in the bottom right corner of the map, but I don't think that's going to really help them too much here. And OG very, very clearly move into that bottom jungle knowing exactly what Boom are up to.
Yeah. Good news is they had PL and Boom. So they left the Manta Illusions bottom. They pushed the wave pretty far out. So they're not really... there's no farm they're missing out on. Obviously the jungle creeps, but I think the fact they're swapping from bottom side to top side here, it's just about making sure you're being as efficient as possible. They pushed out bottom lane. So for Boom, it's not the end of the world, but they need to get a good team fight soon. Particularly around this next Roshan, which is respawning sometime in the next 3-ish minutes. So, and you got to imagine this time around OG is not going to be letting it go for free. So very curious to see how things unravel and how both teams play around this Roshan number 2.
Yeah, especially with buybacks, right? Because OG were one of the squads that kind of pioneered this buyback meta where people were defending Roshan with multiple heroes respawning. Right now, they've got both of their supports having it, none of their cores do, while Boom have 4 buybacks available, and 5 seconds until Rosh spawns. I'd say Boom in a pretty good position here to fight around Roshan.
Yeah, well, they scouted out. It's such a fast respawn. They've got an Arcane Rune on Death Prophet too, which is really nice, but not sure they're going to get a chance to check it. They're not going into the pit here, probably just assuming it's going to be a bit longer. It's been scattered by the clockwork. Even if they scatter, it's not really the right time to go into the pit. They need to address this bottom lane. They haven't got Yopaj with them, so it is fine that they're kind of addressing the lanes a bit first before they prioritize Roshan. Come on, G.
It feels like Boom need that surprise move as well with Tusk and Snap to start the team fight. But it's OG with a sneaky smoke preempting this potential Roshan. Tims straight onto the Tusk here with Tiger and Amar. Quickly remove the Tusk. He does have buyback, but we'll see how this progresses.
Well, they go into the pit here. With the Tusk dead, they may chance it and try and force that buyback, but it does seem like OG feel like it's not a high priority enough kill to actually go for Roshan here. They draft, I mean, it kills Roshan KFTBs there, like, but at the same time, it maybe requires, like, you don't want to use meta for Rosh or anything, so. And without static link damage, your Razor's not really hitting Rosh that hard, so OG take the pick off and back off, and are going to settle just for the vision that they're getting around the pit off of that smoke gate.
Yeah, I mean, they get a tier 1 top, BZM split pushing out these waves. And Radiant even scanning in onto him, kind of expecting BZM to hide in the trees, which he will do now.
Oh, they caught
it on top of the Ember here with Yopaj and Jackie trying to burn his mana down, and that's the kill they needed. A huge one onto the Ember Spirit. Now, how quickly can they move?
Well, it should be free Roshan, I think. Like, and I don't think it's hard if you're OG. Like, do you buy back Ember here? How crippling is giving Boom a free Roshan? They're going to keep scanning it out. Maybe someone like Tiger is just tasked with trying to go for a Roshan still. They're posturing around the pit here. Maybe they'll try and force this fight here with an Ember buyback.
Yeah, trying to keep vision over there and hook-shotting up onto Tims. I guess he's down to the low ground now. Gets back across with a force staff from FBZ. And Yopaj, he onslaught straight in towards Yuragi, but this guard is slow and the damage drained. Amar, he walks the dog and chases the Primal Beast away from this. As that's delayed Roshan now and bought time for BZM to potentially respawn.
Yeah, and they didn't want to use Exorcism to take Roshan, so it does look like OG's done the perfect job delaying it. Boom tried to take the fight and get an initiation. Like, okay, it's 5v4, we want to Rosh, but they're gonna, they're gonna stall it out, so we gotta jump them. But OG just with better positioning and some great clockwork play. Tiger just kind of baiting them in. Yeah, he gets himself trapped, but it was almost by intention, like with the jetpack out. And also just going on Tims. The only way you die there if you're OG is if Tims gets like this Blink Warriors punch off. So jumping Tim's Tusk there is just a really heads-up move from Tiger.
And it felt like no one was really under threat from dying there, but we do still hold those ultis, like you say, and they've got Exo, kisses from Snapfire still ready, and Boom gonna smoke up, try and utilize these. Well, OG are 5 alive again. BZM in such a nice groove here, able to quickly move down bottom, push out these side lanes while Amar, he's been scouted. Jump in from Tims, but the Fortune's End and maybe a save onto Amar's Razor. They've got the false promise to buy some
silence
time
on
for him.
Oracle.
Kisses landing, and the stars is a good one. FBZ gonna shred through the Razor now. There's no surviving that. While Yuragi and Misha, they're sticking around to try and fight this. BZM from the right-hand side. The slide comes back across towards the Tusk. But in comes the big Primal Beast onslaught. Tries to sunder, but he's low HP. Yuragi about to die. The Ghost, the final touches here will kill him off. FBZ with a double kill, and Boom. The Yules is a self one from the Ember Spirit. Have they got any control for him? He's got a remnant, but that big onslaught. Yopaj with a 2-man hit. Pummels through, in onto OG, and the PL still alive. Barely survives. Kills him off while BZM buys back.
Oh, he's been caught though.
Spirit.
Silence on Ember.
The silence again from the Death Prophet, and back comes Yopaj. Pulverize in 1 second. 1 second, he's not got it though. The chains. BZM gets out of danger. Oh, a close fought battle. A buyback from the Ember, and now a catch onto FBZ. Death Prophet slide chains again while Amar has been given time to respawn. Back across to their Ancients, and there's no escape for this Death Prophet now. Gleipnir, and the static link will make short work of her in the end.
Ooh, that's the fight you're looking for if you're Boom, though. That's about as good as it gets. An Ember buyback, too. We'll take another look here. You've been asking for it. Like, they need to make that big surprise play, the smoke, and a perfect initiation on Amar. They get the false promise off, but the big thing, a great silence meant that there weren't really any heals coming out on top of the false promise. FBZ hit multiple heroes, hit the high ground Oracle, and his Death Prophet just chasing everybody down here. Yuragi, you know, he dished out too much damage for his own good. He didn't actually have a good Sunder target. I think he Sundered like a PL illusion, if I'm seeing correctly. And it only healed him up a very small amount. So just no real way for OG to take that fight, particularly without, you know, no metamorphosis. Like, that was TB without meta. But they're in Roshan now. Boom are ready to fight this.
That was a big team fight for Boom, but Tiger buying time with his aggression here up to high ground, allowing Uragi to chase on forward. Tims is the first to die. Tiger buys back now as well, as Uragi still matted up here, thinking about returning to the pit, because it was a 2,500 gold swing towards Boom, but OG are the ones inside Roche.
Exo's back. It's already back up. They're using the kisses to delay. TB's dying.
Oh my god, do you kill Roshan? Do you turn and fight the false promise?
Sunder's an illusion.
Comes out Uragi. Aegis is about to be on the floor, but in comes the onslaught. The Primal Beast will be able to take the Aegis well away from OG. And Boom, aiming a marble FPZ, taking a lot of damage, but they've got the control onto the Razor they needed. TB and Razor dead.
So clutch. Like, Boom just stalling out the Roshan, waiting for that Exorcism to come back up, and OG, they got distracted. I mean, rightfully so. They're like trying to Rosh, and then they see Boom coming over, and they're like, we can't just force this Rosh. We need to fight them first. They don't have Exo. You know, we should be strong enough, but they just couldn't quite get these key kills, and Boom just kiting them out and biding their time until they were strong enough and had everybody come in, notably the PL who came in. He didn't have the full Heart of Tarrasque, but had the Reavers, so he's pretty damn unkillable at this point, and now they get to push forward with Aegis in hand.
Yeah, it's so incredibly irritating when Jackie is just sending Manta illusions, doppelganger illusions, scouting you and burning your mana to, like you said, to draw things out.
And even though TP BKB, so the kisses don't kill him, it's like suddenly the team fight happens and he doesn't have BKB for the actual team fight. So it was just like a series of plays that just kind of favored Boom there, even though, TP survives but doesn't have BKB. The meta's kind of wearing off towards the end of the Roche, and Boom's able to get in to get like multiple heroes on top of Roshan to guarantee they get the Aegis. Even if they don't get the Aegis there, I think they just kill Uragi twice. It was a great fight regardless for Boom, with or without the Aegis.
Yeah, but now you're looking at 3 minutes. All that Aegis on Yopaj with, I think he's got Kaya Sanj, fully completed. Coming out on the courier on top of his Shiva's BKB. So it feels like that mid-game kind of difficulty that Primal Beast has had previously, being overcome here by Yopaj. 35 minutes in, looks incredibly strong.
Impressive thing from OG is they're still very close when it comes to the overall net worth of their heroes. So 3k gold lead only. TB has just farmed so much this game. But this is where the hero matchup kind of comes into play. You got the PL, who's really good against Razor and TB in these late game scenarios. Tims gets sniped on the side of the map by Ember, but things like this, I mean, may delay a bit of this Aegis push. Both teams just trying to hunt down these pesky fours.
Keep them out of these team fights.
TP on the fountain, the waterfall.
Off the map and back to home. I mean, OG are just always so good at controlling the map. They're immediately back down towards bottom. They pushed in mid. So it's again, Boom, the ones that are kind of looking to smoke and find that initiation play.
I feel like OG is one of the most farming efficient teams in Dota these days. I mean, when you have such a farm heavy carry offlaner, like, you have to be amazing when it comes to your efficiency as a team. And they're highlighting here. Again, they're down 21-10. They're smoking in. They want to make a move here, but there's nobody there at the triangle. OG trying to use all this farmer there to fight into an Aegis.
Yeah, all they see are PL illusions.
Yeah. Radiance Ember, so that it's his job to answer the PL. Gleipnir Radiance does come at the cost of not having that defensive items. We've seen multiple deaths on BZM as a result of not having a BKB. But at the same time, they just feel like they need all the damage they can get against the PL. So willing to put his life a bit on the line just to guarantee they have some way of answering all these illusions.
Clear the army as best you can. DP loses her courier. She's going Shiva's Guard as well as the Primal Beast, just trying to stack up armor.
Her shard can be pretty nice. That fear can always come at the most pesky of times where you don't expect it.
You sure can. Yeah, I don't mind the double Shivers Guard here, honestly. Like, you need armor against the TB Ember Spirit, and on just being able to honestly clear through TB illusions with a bit of damage it gives. The vision is super nice against heroes like Clock and Oracle, who often play from fog. We'll see how they can utilize it, but right now, boom. Get straight up onto high ground. Tier 3, half health already. And OG, got to do something about this. Your buildings falling very quickly to Jackie. Gleipnir dodged out with a doppelganger and a Manta. As Amar trying to get back in on top of them as OG hold their barracks, and Tiger. He's in towards the back line. Slight chains there, catching
from Tiger.
But in from the left, Yopaj. Oh, the Yule's dodge gets away from the trample onslaught and trying to fight back into the Primal Beast, but Tiger pulverized. And OG lose the one while the War's Punch blink initiation from the Tusk. It tries to catch the Terror Blade, but Yuragi saved up a little by Misha and allowing the retreat for OG to return to their high ground.
I mean, I think they want to disengage and not fight into the Metamorphosis, but at the same time, it means they're not going to have Exorcism for any kind of a push here, but they may feel like they can just keep pushing. Like, PL is kind of at that point where it's like, how do you actually beat PL? And Metamorphosis, I think, is one of the kind of key ways to actually have the damage, and Boom are just kind of chilling for the time being, keeping both bottom and mid lane pushed out, ignoring the top lane, and it does seem like they want to go for this high ground, this lane of Rax.
Yeah, just keep on going. Bulldoze your way towards victory. There's no real way here for OG to split push. It would be nice for them if BZM was already out on one of these side lanes to... Oh, the cookie on the illusion.
No silence.
2 heroes silence. Again, the Yule Scepter to dodge the Primal Beast initiation, though. Pulverize. And that uproar. That's going to dispel off. Oh, that was close. He still gets the punch and the pulverize, though. False promise needed. As Misha saves the Ember Spirit, and Jackie is going to send these illusions forward with the Beast. They're not seeing Yuragi. Faint Edict, a bit of immunity there with his BKB, and Yopaj getting turned on. Needs the cookie to disengage. Amar, though, draining so much damage, and that hookshot initiation gets BZM a killing spree. They're taking them down. 3 heroes gone. Jackie trying to 1v5
Jackie's 1v5, yeah.
Phantom Lancer, what can he do? You got DP behind you. But Tiger, in yet again.
Dropping items.
Jetpack across from his own cogs as his man is being burnt by these illusions, and a buyback from the Snapfire. But OG, they hold their high ground again.
Yeah. Just overly aggressive from Yopaj. He kind of dove in a bit too far there. And it was a similar story to what we saw happen once before early in the game, where he kind of onslaughts in. He's like, oh, you know, I've got BKB, but he doesn't connect with his initiation because of some good defensive yules, like BZM kept self-yulesing. And if you don't connect with your BKB initiation, suddenly Razor turns on you, he just static links you, walks you down, drains all this damage, and just, you know, actually kills you through your BKB. So he went in a bit overly aggressive and paid the price for it. His whole team did.
Yeah, because they don't even really get any damage on the barracks. They're being pinged out now, but both are full HP. And OG, they can come back out and start dewarding this Ancients area. There's a couple of observer wards left by Boom. Do they still have the gem? Do they... Yeah, Clockwork still has it, so Tiger can come across and find all the vision.
Okay. Snapfire managed to claim one of Misha's gem, perhaps an old one they just had sitting at the fountain. So both teams with a gem here, both teams playing that vision game. No Roshan for at least 20 seconds here, and we'll see what Boom can do. It does feel like they need to play around this front lane Death Prophet. FBZ's Death Prophet plus 400 health from the level 20 is just massive at this point, and with an Arcane Rune, they'd love to find a way to take a fight with this Exorcism here.
And they're running on their own vision.
Roche is already back. It was like a... Oh, sorry, that wasn't the other... No, it's a minute 20. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit longer.
A minute, not too long to wait. I know, really nice to see them guarding this high ground obs as well. Like, they play forward up to high ground to make sure that they can take the fight if need be. Grab the outpost, close in around OG.
For OG, they've got decent ward on the other side of the Roshan pit, but that's not getting them... I mean, it's telling them that Boom's kind of taken over their side of the map, so they're going to have to go for another smoke or some kind of a play. Oracle does have a smoke here to kind of play around, and we'll see if OG get a chance to get a good jump off.
Some pretty big tier 4 neutral items. Got Trickster Cloak on the Terrorblade, so now he becomes increasingly tanky. And it looks like the Radiant have got a bunch unused right now. Telescope, Flicker still in the stash.
Got it.
Telescope here for like a Snapfire or something would be nice, but currently she's holding the Philosopher's Stone, so need that money incoming.
Ninja gear too. Like, smoke's so important. Having solo smokes on someone could be really nice.
Tiger. He's found a target again. And Scam, he bought back previously, didn't he? Yeah, 80 seconds without your Snapfire now as BZM trying to play forward into the 4 of them, remnanting away for now. As OG, the ones looking to unleash their potential, getting another chains onto the Phantom Lancer, the real one, in fact. But it looks like that's going to be a move back, tentatively playing with the idea of fighting there, OG.
Yep. And that was their gem too, so we're going to have to buy a new one or just play without for now. They've still got some good vision up, but they're being hunted down.
Yeah,
Tiger's got a hook shot in 5 seconds.
Radiant's Gleipnir get the catch onto the PL, needs the low soul buff to save him as FBZ already at half health.
PL's lost all his damage.
Annihilated by the Terror Blade, gets the full staff to low ground, but he's still so close to death. The hook shot. Tiger perfectly lines it up, and Jackie dead to BZM and Amar. Their heals will come through onto the false promise to keep that Razor up and running. So OG, with this meta still running, they can go for tier 2s now.
Yep, nobody's got buyback, and that's the one thing Razor has going for him in this Razor VPL matchup is you get that static link off of the real PL, and all of a sudden this PL has to just run away from you. If you can keep up, it sticks on him, and Amar did a great job of just locking in and chasing down PL, letting the Ember help finish him off too, and TB well and truly online here. But yeah, that fight, Amar the one dishing out the most damage. It was him who killed off the PL.
And how this game has turned. It was not even 10 minutes ago we were looking at Boom really in a strong, dominant position, taking Aegis, looking for high ground. They took that tier 3 bottom not long ago, and now OG with buyback advantages get the mid laner racks, the first buildings to really fall in one of these bases, even pushing bottom with TB illusions and another wave coming in, while Roshan did spawn pretty quickly. They could get in there and take it.
OG's just, they're such a tough team to play. It just feels like they're never out of these games. They're so good at punishing these late game mistakes and finding ways to claw back in, and we're seeing it here because yeah, Boom are the ones kind of going high ground. PL was looking pretty damn unstoppable at some point, but it was almost just like a very momentary like just lapse in like mental focus there, because they just got picked off one by one. Like it started with Scam, then it was the next hero getting picked off, and then PL getting chased down. It was like this indecision for Boom where it's like they should just let Scam die and everybody else get the hell out of there. But they kind of trickled in one by one and end up kind of chain feeding, and OG now with all the Roche goodies are in a fantastic spot.
Yeah, now it's a matter of finding targets, and if you can pick up this PL, that would be huge for OG. They see the real one, and Tiger not able to get there fast enough. Too distant to get forwards with the hook shot.
It's a Razor with the refresher shot in backpack for now. We'll see if Amar looks to play around it or not. Could swap out the Wraith Band, but we'll see what he's got in mind.
He's got a shard, AC. Incredibly tanky here on the Razor. Honestly, this is the thing. Going late game against a Tricore like this from OG, it was always going to be an uphill battle for Boom if they didn't get that momentum transferred into actual objectives. Gathering bottom though, Boom. Looks like they want to try and get some high ground vision down. Play around some of these observer wards because they need that initiation factor. They need to find the Oracle.
And it's hard to do so. Misha's positioning in trees, playing around the Aeon disc and Force Staff, so he's got mobility, he's got the save. Now your high ground's being pressured. You're on the front lines with an Aegis. What's your answer for a TB? Metamorphosis, and they don't have the best AoE clear when it comes to the Boom draft.
Yeah, they're not coming to play under your ward, they're coming to play under your base. Another lane destroyed as BZM is just solo zoning the entirety of Boom right now.
But this Oracle sitting behind him, so he can just play so aggressive as long as Oracle's near enough to cast some spells on him, and Oracle with a ninja gear gets to play around this free smoke as well, so it's so much harder to find Misha's Oracle.
Yeah, with Aeon Disc and Force Staff as Tusk. He tries to go in.
That's the target you want.
Out again. Tiger with a two-man hook shot. That's the initiation OG needed, and FBZ gonna get opened up on here by Uragi. Throws out the reflection and aiming for Jackie, who's very low and about to die to BZM. Ember Spirit finds the kill. Oh, the Phantom Lancer's dead for a minute and a half. Diving tier 4s now. BZM, Amar, they're hunting.
He's in the fountain.
They're diving fountain. BZM just in there, annihilating
Jesus.
the Death Prophet. This is gonna need multiple buybacks from Boom just to hold on to this match.
Desperation Kisses may find Misha here, but that's not really enough. You've got TB on the front lines now. Metamorphosis still going. That is just perhaps the end of this game here. I don't think Boom had the answers. No PL buyback. I think it's over.
It looks like it, yeah. You've got this Demon Zeal out Yuragi just wailing away at buildings, and Mega Creep's going to start coming. Amar is also looking into this bottom jungle to try and find Tim, so with the Tusk gone, he'll have to buy back as well. 40 seconds with no PL. Boom. It all went wrong so very quickly for them. OG striking back, getting into their stride in the late game and looking for tier 4s and the game finishing blow now. BZM has been pivotal in this. Such a huge performance out of his Ember Spirit. FBZ and Yopaj trying to defend their tier 4s, but Tiger's in. Good cookie away from the clockwork. Does give the Primal Beast a bit of space now, and 10 seconds they have to wait for the Phantom Lancer.
It's still Mega Creep, so it's going to be such an uphill battle. Even OG's just going to get out. They're going to wait for next Metamorphosis, I imagine here. Aegis kind of expiring a little bit soon too. TB out of mana, so if you're OG, you're thinking, you know, opening game of TI, let's not pull off any mega throws here. Let's just guarantee the win. Back off, play things safe and slow and steady. Late game Dota wise, like, I mean, this is what they've been playing for. They've been trying to drag this game out to a point where they have this big late game advantage. 3 scaling cores up against really just 1 in the PL, and PL's, I mean, you said in the draft, not a very good hero in this meta. Like, this PL is just not the character he used to be, so OG have got to feel very confident here in the late game.
And you can see Jackie right now kind of scrambling to try and get buyback money. 800 gold away from it, because if he dies without buyback, it is pretty much game over.
Yeah. He just kind of melted in the last fight. Like, there was just so much damage coming out from TB and Ember onto him. All the AoE damage. This time it wasn't the Razor with the static link. It was just, yeah, PL melting.
It's like Daedalus, Reflection, got this Radiance burning him. There's so much noise on the map for the PL to try and contend with.
And you're right, 40k net worth TB, 6 slotted and some. Not playing with the boots. The Manta in the backpack has a Moon Shard queued up to eat. Surprised to not see the... I think TB Ags is pretty good. There's like an extra kind of mini metamorphosis even. But whatever he gets, I mean, at this point, he's pretty beastly.
Well, Tim's. He's in. And this is going to be a commitment from Boom. Jackie Yopaj there with Tiger backstabbing with a great hook shot. Lines it up to allow Yuragi to get the damage forward. Jackie, doppelgangers off to the left. FPZ about to die though as Amar comes in. Static links and drains down the DP while the PL's caught. Rooted up by the chains. Finished off by BZM. He does have buyback on the Phantom Lancer. But at this point, I just don't see what they can do as Boom, because they've got the Tim's Tusk caught out and killed. No buyback from him. And BZM beautifully done to find these pickoffs.
BZM? Going for the throw, playing it safe. GG's called. OG having some fun to win this one.
Pops his refresher orb in the end to dive fountain for the 3rd time this game. BZM Ember Spirit, gorgeous stuff here in game 1 of this group stage best of 2. And a game 1 victory for OG after, Boom, they were the dominant team throughout the first, 25, 30 minutes of play. It looked like this game was theirs.
It did. I mean, it never looked like they were like fully past the finish line. But in the same time, and when you know it's OG, it's always like, okay, they're just, if you don't break their high ground, like OG is going to